Welcome back to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast. I'm your host Manoj Velu. You are listening to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast. So, Friday night it is, and I'm super excited to bring this episode to you guys because I really feel that every single week, I'm coming in and giving you 2 episodes and making sure that you take the best value out of it is my dream, to make sure that you take that and not just take it and leave it. It's about you to take it, review, and become a better person. So that is the most important thing, and I know that you're always going to do that. And congratulations to you, to you are having that aim of becoming better. That is more important. So let's get into this episode. John Carpenter was having a conversation with his teacher. He asked his teacher, you have given yourself 30 years into the teaching industry. How are you able to be on that still moment wherein it doesn't bother you even if somebody says something about you which is not correct? The teacher was astonished, flabbergasted, to be frank, and he said, John, you know what is making me to go after my goal, no matter what it is? I don't care. This is what he said. I don't care. I don't care for the comments which doesn't have any value. Meaning, if somebody says you're a bad person, you're not a bad person. If somebody says you're a good person, you're not a good person. So how do you know that you are good and bad is by yourself? And you can categorize it by your beliefs, by your values, by your principles, by your end goal, vision. How are you going about it, and all the things, and what are the things that you stand for, what are the things that you don't, and why. So all these things you have written it down in your heart, and it is always there. And if you act against it, then you need to understand what is good and what is not. So the problem is, it doesn't only affect you, but the people who are bought into you, meaning the people who are following you to make sure that they get something out of you, and meaning the values and the principles and everything, and they get whatever they wanted to and become a better person. So it is important for you to stay with what you stand for. Meaning, if I stand for the blacks, if I say blacks people lives matter, and if I do something against it, it means that I'm going out of my principles. It's very simple. It's as simple as that. So whatever you say, stand for it. You can say that I predicted something out of this, but it didn't happen. Maybe I didn't look into this, but I'll make sure that I'll correct it. This is a different way of approach, because you are saying that, I have predicted this way, it didn't happen, but this is what I missed to, do that, but I'll make sure that this situation or this mistake will not happen again, and I'll correct myself. This is a different approach. But if you're doing totally opposite to something and say that you don't, it's a bad thing. So this is what the teacher actually explained to John Carpenter, and he said, if there are people who are listening to my teaching style, who is looking into my teaching style for more than 5 to 6 years, and people who have experience in that industry, and if they comment on my teaching something, then it's a right thing. It's a good thing. If they say something good, I will take it, I'll be happy. And I will also ask them about constructive criticism, which they will do, and I will take it, and I'll process it and see, okay, this is right, I don't have to do this, but I can improve on this and make sure that I eliminate those things. So this is an approach. So this is the approach that I took. This is what John's teacher told to John. So he also said that not everyone's comment is important, or it is not that critical for you to make sure that whatever they say is true for yourself. So most people are, just bogged down by the comments made by the others. They say something, this happening too many times in social media. People say you are a terrible person. You feel that, oh my god, I'm a terrible person. No, that is that person's perspective on you. So what is more important is, what is your inner circle thinking about you? Your inner circle could be 4 or 5 members max. What are those people thinking? Because they are listening to you, they are watching you, they are looking closely at you on what are the things that you do, what are the things that you say, and what are the things that you actually stand for. So they know for sure. And the most important person is you yourself will know and analyze at what you're doing right and wrong. There are things which people are going to tell you to improve, you're going to do that. But if you are going to do something out of the context, then it's not your thing. So this is what John's teacher said to John. He said that the reviews which most people give, I don't take it to my mind. He says that if somebody says, sir, your teaching is super, he would immediately ask, why do you think that way? If he says, I understood this very clearly and it made the problem look very simple, then I'm happy because it solved and the root cause of my purpose, which is to make the complex problem very simple to that particular person or a group of students. So this is what John's teacher understood, and he's always open to learning. So in case if someone says, sir, there is a different way to approach a problem, there is a different way to solve this problem, and this is more simple, he will listen to it because he wants to learn and see how to process the same problem in a different way, so that next time when he's teaching to someone else or some different group of people, he would bring in that particular style if that is more simple. So this is how he learned. Teacher doesn't mean that they have to simply teach. They can actually learn. They have to learn more and teach less, meaning they have to keep learning a lot of things than they teach. Because if you say, I'm gonna teach, the immediate question will be, what have you learned? So if you're teaching every day, the immediate question would be, are you learning every day? So it's a simple question. So these are the questions that his teacher asked himself, and he kept working on it and made sure that he always keeps updating himself and making sure that he keeps his teaching style very simple and effective, so that anybody listening to his teaching style would feel comfortable and understand the concepts that they are supposed to understand. So this is what John's teacher understood about himself and went about things, and he was so successful. Coming back to you, what are the things that you are truly passionate about? Can you approach this with the same style of what John's teacher had done? That continuous learning aspect and making sure you ask constructive criticism to your inner circle. Let it be, people may throw out different reviews. You can take all those things, but you are the ultimate deciding factor. You are going to make that decision, but it should be based more on your inner circle, that people who are watching you every day, every single day, your mentors, your students who are watching you for 4-5 years continuously. So the semester. So there's a lot of time people listening to you, and if they give some constructive criticism, it's worth taking that review. And if they say you're super because because this helped me, then it's worth taking it, because there is a reason. There shouldn't be saying like, hey, let's say you're Steve. If I say, hey Steve, you are good, and you say yeah, and then I say, man, you're looking so good, you're looking great, and I love your personality. And if I say this, and if you have to look into yourself. Oh, okay, it looks like my personality is good, but you need to ask yourself, what is that made him to say that his personality is good? So that is the question you need to ask. You need to keep asking questions to understand what exactly that person wants to say. They might say something nice to you to trick you. So if someone says, to his teacher, let's say John's teacher, sir, you're super, you're so good, and he would be processing, why would this guy out of nowhere says. And if he asks why, he wouldn't say something which is, which makes sense, and at the end he would have understood that this guy didn't do the homework. Just kidding, I mean, it's just random example that had given you, but that is what it is. His intention was that he shouldn't be he shouldn't be asked for his homework. So that is his intention. So look at me, I mean, this is what happens. People have some intention, and it can go up to you know getting yourself killed. It can be that extreme. So I don't want to give those examples, so I just thought that I would try something funny, so I said this. There is an intention behind you, for everyone to say something nice about you or not. It depends on what is their intention. If their intention is pure, if they say, you know what, because of you I've learned so many things and this helped me to become a better person, it's a worth of a compliment. Please take that, and I know you would be very happy and satisfied, because those are the things which is making you feel that you are on the right track of your dream that you are living in. With that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.